I recently watched the film Train Dreams, and within minutes, I felt my body slow down. Not because the film asks you to slow down, it doesn't really ask for anything. It simply moves at a pace that feels out of step with the world we live in now. It follows a man whose life unfolds quietly while progress accelerates all around him. Railroads are built, land is reshaped, time begins to move faster. But he doesn't hurry to keep up. He lives close to the ground, close to physical work, close to weather and silence. And as the world changes, he remains strangely steady. Watching him, I noticed something familiar. Not nostalgia, not longing for another time. Recognition. Because there are people today who live with that same quiet distance. They function, they participate, but something inside them moves more slowly than the world expects. Some people are not meant to move at the speed of progress. The man in Train Dreams isn't slow because he lacks ambition. He's slow because his life is shaped by attention, by weather, by physical effort, by staying long enough for things to leave a mark. Watching him made me think about now, about how different our surroundings are and how similar the feeling can still be. Because today, progress doesn't arrive as railroads and machines. It arrives as notifications, deadlines, updates that never quite stop. We live inside systems that reward speed. Fast replies, fast growth, fast clarity. And if you move more slowly than that, it can feel like you're constantly lagging behind. Not failing, not refusing, just slightly out of sync. That quiet distance you feel watching Robert Grainier is the same distance many people carry today. The distance between how fast the world moves and how fast a human being can actually feel. In Train Dreams, no one tells Robert that he's too slow for the world. But you can feel it anyway. In the spaces between scenes, in how time stretches, in how the world keeps changing without ever checking whether he is ready. And that feeling is familiar. Because many people today aren't told outright that they are moving at the wrong speed. They just feel it. In the pressure to respond faster, in the sense of always being a little behind, in the quiet guilt of needing more time than others seems to need. What we often call slowness is actually sensitivity. A nervous system that notices more, that processes deeply, that needs space to integrate experience. Robert Grainier's life is not efficient, but he is attentive. He feels loss fully, he absorbs silence, he carries time in his body, not on a schedule. And when you live like that, speed is not neutral. Speed overwhelms. Watching Train Dreams reminded me that some people are not meant to optimize their lives. They are meant to inhabit them, to stay with moments long enough for meaning to arrive on its own, to live at a pace where they can still feel their own weight on the ground beneath them. In the film, Robert Grainier never explains himself. He doesn't justify his pace. He doesn't argue for his way of living. He simply continues. And that might be the most generous thing the film offers. Because so many of us feel we need a reason to move slowly. A diagnosis, a philosophy, a plan. But slowness doesn't always need defending. Sometimes it's simply the speed at which a person can stay whole. Watching the film, I realized how often we ask ourselves to speed up in ways that cost us something real. We rush conversations, we skim days, we move on before moments have settled. And then we wonder why everything feels thin. Robert Granier's life doesn't look productive by modern standards, but it looks intact. There is a continuity to it, a sense of having stayed with his own experience long enough to be shaped by it. And maybe that's the quiet invitation here. That you don't need to become faster to belong. That you are allowed to live at a pace that lets you remain present to your own life. Train Dreams doesn't end with clarity. There is no moment where everything comes together. Time simply keeps moving. Loss arrives, memory settles, meaning appears slowly, long after the moments themselves have passed. And maybe that's the truest thing the film offers. That some lives are not meant to be understood while they are being lived. That some people make sense only when looked at gently, without urgency, without comparison. Progress will keep accelerating. It always has. The world will continue to reward speed, efficiency, and the appearance of momentum. But you are allowed to choose how closely you follow. You are allowed to walk when the world runs. You are allowed to stay with what you are doing long enough to feel it fully. Some people are not meant to move at the speed of progress. And maybe that isn't something to fix. Maybe it's something to protect. I write more thoughts like this in my newsletter. You'll find the link below. And by signing up, you'll also get my free guide, 5 Ways to Slow Down. Take care.